Hi. So I made a little error on the last video on vitamin A I made, so I'm redoing it. Um, Vitamin A is mentioned only because the plant sources don't have like readily available vitamin A that the body can just straight up use, like beta carotene and all these things from a vegan diet. Your body uses them to produce vitamin A, and so like a readily available source in an animal product, your body can just take and use, and presto, instant vitamin A. But in a vegan diet, your body takes the materials needed, creates vitamin A, and then you're good to go. But even though it's not readily available and thus takes about 3 to 6 times as much as it does readily available, it isn't really an issue in a vegan diet if you're not being a bad vegan. If you're a moron and just eat candy and drink soda all the time, then yeah, you're going to have vitamin A issues. But if you're eating these vegetables and plants, they are so full of vitamins and minerals. There's vitamin A all over the place, especially if you have carrots. So you don't have to worry about it. And the thing I did talk about in the last video is that vitamin A is a fat-soluble vitamin, so you have to worry about toxicity, but that's not the case in a vegan diet, and I was unaware of that, and that's why I'm remaking this video. So you see, sometimes I'm learning more than you are. So, um, yeah, like when you get it from animal sources, it's a fat-soluble vitamin, and if you get too much, it can store in your liver, and it can start causing some issues like hair loss and fatigue, and even like brittle bones, which would not be good. There were a lot of other ones too. I'm just naming a few off the top of my head. But with the vegan sources, basically we're giving the body the raw materials to create vitamin A, and if it doesn't need any more vitamin A, it just stops using the materials and creating it. So those materials are like water soluble. They can be flushed out. So that was kind of a cool thing to discover. So in a full range diet where there's no limitations, you eat whatever's in front of you, you don't discipline yourself. Vitamin D and vitamin A are both fat soluble vitamins that you have to worry about having too much of. But if you just let your body produce vitamin D by spending enough time out in the sun, I'm not saying bake yourself for an hour and get skin cancer, but just, spend a few minutes out in the sun every day. If you're a lighter skinned person, that would be enough, and if you're a darker skinned person, you can still get a decent amount of vitamin C, vitamin D production without that much time, depending on how intense the sunlight is. But where you live is important, I guess, in one aspect, but it isn't that long. Like a lot of things I was reading were saying things like 5 to 10 minutes, which I think almost all of us spend that much time in the sun on accident, just going from here to there. So you can you don't have to worry about that being toxic or overdosing because your body just stops making vitamin D when you don't need it anymore. And it's the same with the vitamin A. If you're getting the vegan sources like beta carotene and stuff, it just makes the vitamin A you need, and then it's done. So that was a pleasant surprise. Vitamin A basically is used in growth and development, so if you're an adult, I don't know that that specific aspect affects you much, but it's also very important for your night vision, seeing color, a lot of eye stuff. It does stuff with the retinas, so it produces something like called retinol or something, which is very useful to the eye, very necessary for the eye. And then the other thing it does is kind of maintain a immune health. So you definitely don't want to have vitamin A lacking, but again, if you eat your fruits and vegetables, you're good to go. You don't even have to worry about supplementing. You don't even have to worry about eating fortified foods. Like, this is one of the cool things about a vegan diet is, except for these rare exceptions that I've been putting out in my videos, there's a lot of vitamin and minerals in this diet. And since you're not obsessively consuming all these meat and dairy products like most people, you have more room in your diet to eat these fruits and vegetables and all these good nuts and stuff. So you're getting all these really cool vitamins that a lot of normal people don't get as often. Some people do a good job of having a more complete diet, but most people, like, life's busy, life's hard, and so how much money do they have? How much time do they have? So they end up going to McDonald's or Taco Bell or Carl's Jr. or Jack in the Box, and so they're getting their macros in a healthy way, but they're not getting very many micronutrients. So if you're a vegan and you get a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables, you should be getting a ton of micronutrients. And there's a few like vitamin B12 that you won't be getting, and that's why I made these videos, to let you know that there will be things missing. They are important, and so you need to take some kind of steps to get it. Be it eat fortified foods, supplementing, whatever. Just do something to get these few things. But vitamin A isn't much of an issue. I was just mentioning it because I've seen it in a few places that you need like 6 times as much sources from plant to make the same amount of vitamin A as in food sources. And I think if you're an active person and burn a lot of calories and you're eating a big, healthy, broad range of things, you're going to get more than enough vitamin A. So I was just mentioning it because I had seen it places, and I just want you to have awareness and know inside your own head when someone mentions something that, oh no, I don't have an issue with that, it's covered. So hope this helps you out.